Hey everybody, so here we are again with Opendoor Technology, and I'm here to answer a question that a lot of people have been asking me. Can Opendoor Technology go to $5 this upcoming week? So to answer that question, we're going to look at the chart and see the direction it's been trending. Check this out. All right, so real quick on a weekly, we had two big run-ups, and then this week we had a red candle, and we could be consolidating some more, or we could go up some more. But the question is, can we go to $5? Now let's look at daily chart. The daily chart is looking decent. I drew a line going this way, a diagonal line going this way, and it's showing that, Opendoor is gradually going up. This diagonal line right here going this way. As you can see, the lows are testing the diagonal line, and it's looking good. It's looking good. So if the pattern continues, it would mean that the next candle support would be around 440, 445 area. That's where the next support would be at. Like for example, it shouldn't go no lower than 445. That's what we want to look at. And then we break that 450. And the 450 is key. 450 is what we need to break and hold above to hit the $5. Let's check out the hourly. And again, the uptrend shows the trend following the diagonal line. So that's why I said this 450 is going to be crucial, because we need to make this 450 the support, not the resistance. And if it follows the trend, we can make that happen next week. Like for example, next week we should be trading around this area right here, 450 to 475 area. And we may have a few pumps to break that $5, but it could come down. But in general, we want to be trading in this area right here. This is a nice area to trade in before we break that $5. And for the answer to that question, can we break $5 next week? Based on what I'm seeing so far, going to need confirmation on Monday and possibly Tuesday. But Monday we should know about if we're going to break $5 or not. If we break $5 next week, I can see it happening more so during the middle of the week. Maybe Wednesday or Thursday. Possibly Friday, but maybe Wednesday or Friday. But it depends how Monday and Tuesday look, because the trend I'm looking at right now is showing a possible break sometime next week, but in the middle of the week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday, if it follows the current trend. Now, if it starts to dip below 440, going to 430, it's less likely that it's going to break $5 next week. But if we keep this current trend going from 440 support, 450 support, 475 support, and then $5 should hit around Wednesday, Thursday, maybe Friday. So that's what I see in the chart for Opendoor right now. And what happens after we break $5? And that's going to be good. But if that happens, we got to keep a support around maybe $5 area. We want to keep the support around $4.75, $5. We don't want to go to $5.87, then go back down to $3 again. We want to hold the support around that $5 area so we can keep a trend that, we're starting to go up again. And what I want to show you next is a chart of Carvana, because Opendoor is similar to Carvana in some aspects. And I want to show you the monthly chart. Each candlestick that you see here equals 1 month. So I just want to show you that, when a stock goes up, something like this, it takes time. It takes time. Carvana went down a lot, real bad. And then when it did go up, it consolidated for all this time right here. This is all consolidation. These are investors getting into Carvana because they knew this is going to be a good deal when Carvana actually rebounds. Because, Carvana was a recovery stock. A stock that's at $3.55, and at one point it was at $378. That's almost a no-brainer right there. But this is just an example. If you do your due diligence and look up a company, can this company rebound? Can this company recover? If so, that $3.55, that was a steal, because you got to remember, this stock was once at $377. So you ask yourself, the stock is currently at $3. It was once at $377. Now, if I buy shares, is it possible for Carvana to recover and hit this price that it was once before? Can it? Of course it can. It can, because it was once there before. If Carvana business model stays intact, they can always hit this again because they were there once before. So that's what people bet on with Carvana. It was a recovery stock, and it said these shares can be worth a lot of money. That's why you see all this volume right here. They were betting on Carvana to recover. They didn't know if it was going to recover or not, but the possibility of it recovering was going to be huge. So that's what they did. They bet it was going to recover, and they made a lot of money from it, because we went from $377 to $380 to $3, and then the higher hit was $413. So just imagine buying shares at $3 and then it goes up to $413. No one knew 100% that it was going to go from $3 to $400. No one knew that, but they did know previously it was up at a high price at $380, and they did their due diligence on the possibility of Carvana to recover, and that's how people made money from Carvana back then when it was at $3. But as you can see, it took some time. This is a monthly chart. As I said earlier, each candle is 1 month. So this stock was down and out for about 8 months of consolidation. 8 months of consolidation in Carvana before it actually started to move. Here we are with Opendoor. Are we in consolidation phase? Hard to say. Kind of hard to say because we have these two big candlesticks on a monthly chart. We have a huge resistance for Opendoor at $5.41, and the next huge resistance is going to be in the $8 area. So what I would like to see is Opendoor break that $5.41, and then if it wants to consolidate, let it consolidate in the maybe $7 to $8 area before the next move up to $10. That would be ideal, because the first huge resistance is going to be at $5.41, and the next one is going to be around the $8 area. So can we break $5 next week? So I would say possibly, if we do, in the middle of next week. But we got to see how Monday look, and I'll make an update video to give confirmation about what I think about it. All right, everybody, take care. Enjoy your weekend.